Good evening, and welcome to the last episode of Lunch with a Dragon. I just had to make a quick repair as I noticed he had some damaging on his chin from her head, probably. So, yeah, after today, they will be done, which is very exciting. And I have tried to glue the chopsticks to her hands. I gave it 3 attempts and then just gave up. It's quite fiddly, so I decided to simply put it on outside of the stream, paint the chopsticks, and just put them in there. It's not really that interesting to see, I think. These are super small. Also, I don't have any tweezers or something like that to put them in place. Might be a good purchase in the future. Um, so there are some small things I still need to do, and one of them is to add a bit of a highlight to this part of his tail to pull in a bit more attention as it's getting now, since he is stealing one of the dumplings. I think it's a nice detail to pull some attention towards too. The camera can pick that up. I think it would be nice to just add the tiniest amount of highlight right there. And what I'm also still thinking about is the fact that her skin overall is just a bit too light. I feel there is a lot to look at, and yes, her face is paler as the rest, but I feel like this part right here is just as bright as on this side. So it needs a bit more shadow, and I'm quite nervous about that, to be honest. So I'm wondering if I should go for a purple slash red wash, as skin isn't turning black in the shadows. So this might be probably one of the scary things I have to do today. And I mean, even if I mess up, which is always a possibility, I can always repaint it. I mean, sometimes you just have to do something and find out if it works or not. I mean, it's just for a competition, so I need to push some boundaries and some comfort zones as well. So I'm going to be very nitpicky today. And it really helps to look at her on my screen, so I can look at it as a whole piece instead of all the layers I've put in there. If I look at her just in my hands, I see it as this project I'm working on. I can see all the layers I painted, everything that works for me and what doesn't. But if I look at the screen, I can kind of turn that off and just look at it how it is. So I think it turns more into an image instead of a 3D figurine, and it really helps. I think the shadow right here is good. It's dark enough, especially in contrast with the lighted part. And then here, it's a bit too much of the same, so it needs to be darker. Also, there is something in the camera's view that I cannot see because it is constantly focusing on something else. Let me shove some things further apart. Maybe not that far. Knocked over a miniature. You are. Let's see if that is better. It became worse. Why? On the camera. Let's see. Going to start the issues again? No, thank you. Weird. Anyway. Let's just hope it's not too bad while I'm painting. Okay, let's see. Something that isn't too scary to do. Tale of Le Dragon. So it's the navy blue. Difficult to read. There, navy blue. I'm glad I'm keeping all the paints I'm using for this guy on the side so I know which blue I actually used. Because I was also thinking that maybe this was the one? I think it's this one. And if not, I'll figure it out sooner or later. Also, I added some black over the damaged parts because my camera was constantly getting confused by those bright spots. And you cannot see them anyway as soon as the girl is glued on, so I'm not worried about it. I'm just trying to befriend my camera. Oh, come on. Blue is clogged again. Highlights in yellow. Hey, hello Pathfinder. How are you today? And a bit white. So highlight colors Or these ones. Let's see, a bit of blue, a bit of white, a bit of yellow. Thin that down just a bit more. Let's see. That would be a nice highlight. Now I want it very subtle, so I have to thin it down just a bit more. Let's see. I think I can go brighter. Figured it would be very bright already. Fighting the lights again. So adding just a bit more white to it. You can keep focusing on the right parts, that would be nice. Thank you. See what I meant with just pulling in a bit more attention? Want to push it just a bit further. Maybe just the tiniest stripe. Thank you. Just debating if this stripe was a good idea though. that's better. Just the stripe itself was just, I don't know, it didn't fit there. This part right here, I'm looking at it thinking there's so much missing there, but I really don't have to paint that because this lady right here will cover that up. You won't see anything of those wings except for straight above. Oops, stop that. I'm debating to glue her on. But maybe not just yet. But see, right there, it does pull in attention, so I'm very glad I did that. Is there anything standing out to you guys that needs more attention? Or maybe even less? Camera gives me a hint. No. Maybe it's pointing towards the fact that I'm still missing the chopstick ends. I know. Oh right, something I still have to do is smoothen out those highlights. Because it looks a bit too rough, especially this part right here. The white highlight isn't a straight line anymore because I added the glaze of black. But that is an easy fix. Let's see. Just a small little detail, but it is important. I'm still not 100% sold on the effects on the ribbon, but I also have no idea how to change that. I mean, I like to paint glossy objects, but sometimes I just cannot wrap my mind around how to actually achieve the effect. So it's partially luck, partially just trying stupid ideas. But for this ribbon, I don't know. Maybe add a bit of gray to it. I do like the gloss on her brooch and on the gemstone. The ribbon just, meh, I don't know. But it'll probably always go like this. Like I said, I'm going to be very nitpicky today. I'm still so very happy with how her eyes turned out. I mean, it's one of my favorite things to do for some very weird reason. Painting eyes. And these are my very first blue eyes. Stop doing that thing. Sheesh. Stop focusing on my gloves. Okay, let's see. I think the food itself is good as is. Do I need more highlights on the bowl though? And this is all shadow. Just a bit. Light is coming in from this direction. Maybe a bit more whites. I always go from this being too careful to the, oh well, fuck it, just add more whites. It changes pretty fast, really. I'm always scared to mess something up. But then I also have this feeling like, okay, you know how to paint. Just stop being an idiot and get that strong contrast you want. It's a difficult battle. Yeah, exactly. And it's better to just try it and see if you like it or not. Because if you constantly stop at the I'm too scared to try anything, you won't get better. So sometimes you just need your brain to, well, to tell it to shut up. It's difficult, but sometimes you really have to say it. And I mean, I made most progress after I started to try out my silly ideas. And at those moments, I was working very boring jobs during the day, and I was constantly thinking about things to try, to mix certain colors, certain ways of getting those paints onto the models, and sometimes it absolutely did not work. But it could words are difficult. What did I want to say? I swear, sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. But if they don't turn out how you had in mind, at least you know it won't work. So you can actually work around that and see what does work. Because if you don't try, you will never know, and you will always be in that purgatory of maybe. Just try all those silly ideas you have. If it works, great. If it doesn't, then you know. So what was it that I wanted to do? Right, I wanted to darken her skin, at least on this side, because this part right here I like, and I need that here. Also, oof. But you won't see this when she's glued up, so ignore it. I try to. But which colors am I going to use for that? Am I just going for skin color, purple, red to keep it alive, and a hint of black? I think so. Fuck it, let's just do it. If I mess up something at this point, you can yell at me to your screen, you can send me a message. You can type it out in chat. Just let me know. Also, if I walk off, just don't scream outside, okay? Which I won't. Purple, bit of red. And then the skin tone I used for this mini is called Sandalwood. Apparently it's a good skin color. And of course some black. Throw in null oil. Do I even have null oil? I swear I do. Cannot find it, sorry. So null oil is not a plan B. I need another plan B. Maybe just going back to primer. I can do that. Let's mix up some colors. Let's keep that blue far away. Skin color, bit of purple, bit of red. So that will be very pink. This color, let's try to match that. Bit more purple, tiniest amount of black. It's a bit better, but not there yet. Just a bit more black. Being very careful with that black, because it will pull the life out of any color. Noticing there's a commercial break going on, so I'm going to wait just a bit for those who are in the commercial break right now. Commercial break has ended. Good. So I mixed some color for the shadow, thinned it down quite far, because I want to be careful right here. Okay, we can do it. I feel like it's not dark enough, but let's see. It's not. I mean, it's almost the same color as it was. Quickly going around that edge with a clean wet brush, because I do not want any harsh lines. I do think the color is nice though. It doesn't look like a, well, let's call it a dead shadow. It's a shadow on a skin. And I really want that red-ish hue in there. So I'm not mad about this color really. Let's just proceed and see where it takes me. Did mess up there just a bit. My paint is drying faster as I would like it to. The light I'm using becomes quite warm. It's not ideal, but it at least gives me some good video stuff. I'm sorry. I'm trying to paint and think at the same time. And yeah, women can multitask, they say. Sure. Hold it in just a bit more. Going to add a bit to her throat as well, because I'm still not sold on that paint job right there. Don't mess up the face, come on. At this stage, it's always difficult to not mess up anything. I mean, it's so far done. It's really just trying to get the smallest details. And I often make the smallest mistakes in this moment as well. I touched her cheek with some of that shadow color, and I was luckily able to get it off. That would be a shame. This part right here, not that happy with now. Let's see if I can clean it up. Too careful again. This is still darker as the arm right here. Maybe adding a bit more black to it. Just trying it. And if it doesn't work, well, I'm going to have to buy some null oil. I mean, I do like how the contrast is going now. I was afraid to ruin it by adding darker colors, but as long as it works. think that's better. Most attention is still going towards her face. I mean, of course, I did not touch that. The shadow on this arm really works. There's still a bit of highlight going on around the edge, but that is because skin is very reflective, just as hair. So it will always have a bit of a bitch. Wow, it will always have a bitch. It will always have a bit of highlight. Very good with words today. So is there anything more that needs more attention? Well, thank you. I'm glad it is clear where it's coming from. I've never painted this pale skin tone before, and it was quite a challenge really. But in comparison with the bust I painted last year, I can really see I've learned a lot. I mean, this one right here, the skin tone is completely different. It's, I mean, I'm not going to say it's bad, because it's not, but I do think this one is better. But yeah, there's almost a year difference between these two. Almost. But I'm going to bring them both to the competition. And I will see how they will do. I mean, you never know. So the outfits. Do I maybe need a brighter highlight here? Or a darker shadow more from this side here? I mean, it's not a very reflective fabric, so I don't have to push the highlights too much. Something to keep in mind. Let's see how they look together with her newly painted arm. Trying very careful to get them together because they are damaging each other. That highlight there, definitely working. I do feel that, yes, her face is pulling more attention as the rest of the skin, but it's not that strong. I'm not sure what they will say about that with the competition, as I was told I need to get stronger points of attention. I was painting too much of the same, what's that called? I'm so terrible with all the names. I just paint, you know? Anyway, what they meant was that all colors were just as vibrant instead of focal points. And that was something I had to work on. I cannot think of the name. Oh, I'm not made for all the names. I'm glad if I can remember my own. Should I glue them together? It would be nice to stop damaging. Fuck it, let's do it. I mean, it's very sad to see this. Glue, glue, glue. Some glue right here. Scary. Let's put the glue on her. Let's see. Scary, scary, scary. The glue is running. Do I have an old brush? One brush for the trash. I mean, it was old. Most of the bristles had fallen out. The glue was running from underneath here, and the fact that it's now glossy, it's very easily fixed. But I just didn't want any blobs, because that will ruin everything. So let it dry for a bit. And I use this gel glue. It's a bit thicker, so it will touch both parts, which helps a lot. Let me see. Yeah. Got some matte varnish to deal with the glue. Glue is dry. So we're now waiting for varnish to dry. But as you can see, no more gloss from the glue. I only used it on the lower part so you can see the difference. A very glossy glue and no gloss at all underneath here. So let's just do the rest as well. Don't want any pooling with this stuff because it will dry matte, and if you have some pooling you get a cloudy effect. Bit here as well. Because all the paint is matte, any gloss will stand out. So I really want to eliminate every gloss. Even if it's just the tiniest amount of glue, I do not want to see it. So this side is something I have not showed too much. It only has some blues and greens. Added some shadow here and there. And then of course towards the top focused on the highlights. And here of course his hand has some highlights. The first highlights on her skin are visible. And then of course the face. Her face, very important. Smallest highlight here to focus on that little dumpling he has stolen from her bowl of noodles. I like that halo effect on her hair. And this is all matte paint, so every gloss, every shine you can see right now, it's all painted on. And there are lights from all directions here, so this is also the effect I painted on. So the only thing left to do really is to paint those damn chopsticks and glue them in place. So I don't know how much you want to see me struggle. It's because for the love of God I cannot glue these flimsy little thingies in place. They twist and turn and they they do that. Should have thought about that before gluing everything in place. But I was afraid I would break these because they are so flimsy. So I figured just glue them on when everything is done. But now that everything is done, I just cannot get the angle I need. Also, I see this a little bit of damaging peeking through. See that with the camera? Not really. Ah, there. That white dot there is some damaging. Let's get some very dark green. Painting with one eye closed. Let's just paint some highlights on these. Still got some paint left from the previous stream. Shaky hands right now. like the highlights on her chopsticks. You can see there's a bit of shadow. The ends stick out just a bit more. I do want a bit more shadow on her fingers. I'm going to use that shadow I mixed earlier. The highlights on the fingers are working well. Also, those fingernails were quite difficult to paint. I wanted just a little pop of color. More highlight on the chopstick on this side. And slowly I'm getting there. Just the last things to do. Just the tiniest of edge highlight. Without magnifiers, so also that highlight here on her underarm, that really works. I was looking at it and my eyes tried to tell me it's the light and not just paint, so that's good. Same on her cheek. Maybe her nose needs a bit more highlights. But I'm not sure if I have to do that. Nitpicking, sure, but talking shit about everything, that's not needed. I want to say I'm done, but something is stopping me. There is still something and I cannot put my finger on it. What is it? It would be a shame if it's competition time and I look at it and then my brain will tell me like, oh, that's what you wanted to change. Too late now. It's very annoying. Also, I'm still debating which kind of plinth I want to use, because all the other ones got just some simple black printed plinths. Just put the printers to work. It's got a different shape, but still the same. Just as high as the other one. So they fit nicely together. But since the Lunch with a Dragon piece is quite heavy, I don't want to topple it. Have to... Sheesh, words really. I don't want it having to pick up from the floor after it has fallen down, because it is top heavy. So I got this one last year. Can I zoom out? No. I'm not sure. And I cannot zoom out further. I mean, the colors work together. Maybe. I mean, I could drill a hole in the bottom, and if it doesn't work, I could just put some putty over it. Yeah, I think that can work, really. I will try that off camera, of course. I think I'm going to end the stream here, because I cannot put my finger on what is bothering me. And I don't think you want to watch another half-hour stream of me going like, So yeah, I'm going to take some pictures, post them on Instagram. Maybe you can help me find what the issue is. Maybe I'm the issue. That's an option as well. A unique look with plinth. Well, unique is good. At least I think so. I mean, I only had 2 plinths. I bought all my miniatures at the event last year. And it's difficult to buy a plinth or a miniature of which you have no idea which colors you're going to paint it yet. So the fact that this kinda is working is very nice, but I had not expected, to be honest. The other plinth I have left is this green one. I was thinking about putting this little dude on there. It's a nice size for this one. So yeah, the other pieces also needed a plinth. Not only because it looks nice on the table, but also for the jury to have something to hold on to instead of the miniature. I mean, some have very fragile parts, and I do not want them to handle the miniature with those fragile parts. So just grab the plinth and everything's fine. So yeah, this year I will be looking for more plinths for next year's competitions and such. And there are always a lot of nice plinths, but the prices usually are a bit spicy as well. That's why I only bought 2. Yeah, let me just end the stream right here. Thank you very much for being in this journey of Lunch with the Dragon. I will take some pictures, post them on Instagram, and yeah, just please let me know if you see anything that needs some more work, or maybe that I'm just crazy. You can tell me that as well. And I will fiddle around with these tiny parts probably tomorrow, because I've tried 3 times today and I'm done with it. So I'll be back next Friday with a new miniature. I don't know which one yet, but I will take a look at my tower of suggestions and see what I have laying around. So in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your weekend and hopefully see you in the next stream.